I had a sleepless night. I was ministering in Serbia and I felt God call me to another city.
So Miro, Toth, you have been working in church planting in Slovak for the last 25 years. And to be honest, when I listen to you, I think you have a story to tell that is important for Europe when it comes to the area of reproduction and multiplication. Just shortly, tell some of your story.
To me, it's a great testimony of what we have seen over the last 25 years. It started very young. At the age of 21, I came back from 3 years of Bible college right after the fall of communism. And, the situation back then in my nation was very different. There was a lot of hunger after 40 years of suppression, 40 years of depression, and so on. There was a lot of hunger. And so we basically started in a town of 50,000 people where there was no evangelical church at all. And we simply started to talk to the people. Wherever God opened the door, we were there, whether it was the street or the schools or the prisons. It was just a different climate. People were quite open. And so soon a church developed, but in the course of 12 years that I ministered there, we also had a chance to do a lot of community stuff. We did a mother center, minister to the homeless, all kinds of ministry, and got a lot of credit in the society, in the city, from the mayor's office to the homeless. And at that time, 12 years into this journey, I had a sleepless night. I was ministering in Serbia and I felt God call me to another city. And somehow I wanted to connect the dots. I knew that it was going to be something totally new, but at the same time connected. So we are now a multi-site church, but usually with the multi-site church, you send others to plant other campuses. In our case, we felt that we need to go as the initiators just to model multiplication. So we moved to another city of 100,000 people, the city of Nitra, and we started from scratch again. And that was initially discouraging because we were used to some level of ministry and leadership and just all of that, and we had to start from zero once more. And again, we were there for about 12 years or so, and in the course of that time, we planted 3 other locations. So right now, this ministry, as the church, we are in 5 different towns and cities in Slovakia. When I look back, I see that it was a faith journey, starting from zero, starting from scratch. Looking back, we have seen God just inspire a lot of young people. There is a thriving youth ministry, schools ministry, community work, and it's a big encouragement to, I think, other churches in the area, especially in the western part of Slovakia. Yeah, so the heartbeat behind that is love for the city. That's actually the name of our church, Christ to the City, because we feel that God is a heartbeat for the urban population. I see the Bible as the urban book. It started in the garden, but it ends with the New Jerusalem. So I see that God loves the city. He loves the city because there is people in the city. Yeah.
So this kind of planting new churches in new cities around and bring things together is not happen by itself. In some way, you have to multiply from the small, like disciple leaders, into church planting new churches. So how do you multiply in the context of a local church? What are you doing? How do you raise leaders? How do you make disciples?
Well, we started very organically. So one of the first guys that accepted the Lord in the first church plant, he came to actually stay with me. I was single then. He stayed with me for 9 months. and that was our discipleship course. He then became a youth evangelist, a campus pastor, and he is actually a ministry that is recognized now across the globe. But I felt that I need to model it right from the beginning, disciple making firsthand. Of course, you cannot invite everybody to be a part of your household, but that is the heartbeat from the beginning. So I would say model it, mobilize for it, and mentor. So those are for me the three important ingredients is for multiplication. You have to model that kind of lifestyle as a leader. You have to mobilize others, seeing potential especially in the emerging generation, seeing potential and mobilizing those potential people, and then mentor them, invest into their lives. A lot of that is organic, but some of that has to be institutionalized as well. So we have programs, different range from personal meetings all the way to a Bible college. But that has to be the heartbeat, and it has to be modeled by leadership and by the senior leader as well.
So if you're looking 10 years from now, what's your dream? What do you dream about?
We put our vision on three numbers: 1, 10, 100, meaning that we want to see 1% of the city in the church. But we also want to see 10% of the city somehow served by the church, ministering practically to the city. And the 100 is influencing the climate of the city. The whole city has to feel that there is salt, there is an influence. So that happens on the local level, but on wider spectrum, it is my dream that others will catch this, that there will be multiple churches in our nation and beyond that will catch this atmosphere, this culture of multiplication, and will take it further. Our nation needs it badly. I could probably say that the last real revival we had was 12 centuries ago. That's a long time ago. I wasn't alive. And we need that chain reaction once again, and we need that to go all across our nation, from the big city to the forgotten areas. So my hope is that us and many others that are doing it will actually inspire this apostolic multiplication. And it's more easy to catch than to teach. So I feel that it is our place to model this apostolic ministry that is something to catch, not just to teach. That is my hope.